Previously on the MPP.
The head coach. Any head coaches out there listening, beware. You
Beware.
get to a bowl game.
It's all fun and games
Um,
until something gross gets dumped on you.
until you get mayonnaise dumped on you. I think I'd lose that game on purpose. Um,
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the MPP, the Noah and Patrick podcast. And this is episode number 68.
68.
68. When I edit these episodes and I put in like previously on the MPP, like, and then it goes into like whatever we talked about, something funny from the previous week. I feel like we should come into the episode as like, oh yeah, I remember that moment, right? But it's like I never know what
What
moment
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
put on there?
choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
it's
we're
like,
just be like, oh yeah, haha, that was a good one.
yeah,
Just
I'm like, we probably don't even remember what we said.
oh no. I would never be able to tell you what we even
Yeah,
talked about last episode.
like if it was a weddle, like, oh yeah, haha, we suck. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who the last person was. Like,
Did we even do it last week?
I think so. Yeah, there
Gonna
you
have to find out. Someone in the comments let us know.
go.
But I would say it was a pretty slow week. I would say not really much happened, but some stuff did happen. So we'll see what we both have for our headlines this week. Noah, start us off.
Yeah, no huge news, no big breaking news from sports. But something that has been going around is potentially the Lakers could fire Darvin Ham.
Yeah.
So it's his third year now, I think. Fourth year now, coaching the team. They have won a championship together, the bubble 2020.
Hmm.
So, um, very frustrated the Lakers players, and apparently there's the locker rooms. He's lost the locker room.
Yeah.
They're not behind him anymore. They question his lineups that he's putting out there. I think a couple games ago he put out Christian Wood, Jared Vanderbilt, Anthony Davis, LeBron, and Torian Prince. So a nice little power forward center lineup to start the game. Very, very interesting lineup.
Yeah.
Um, and the Lakers lost 3 in a row, and they've lost 9 out of their last 12 games. So uh, now they're under 500. I believe they're like 17 and 18 or 17 and 19.
Yeah.
So it's a little rocky over there. Um, I know I've seen on Twitter a lot of fans of the Lakers are not happy with the lineups, and
Mhm.
not calling timeouts at certain times.
Bold move.
Weird adjustments he makes.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll see in the next upcoming games if he does get fired.
I doubt it.
If he does, it has to be before All Star or during All Star break, which is in
Yeah.
like a month or two.
Yeah.
Um,
We're pretty close. We're almost halfway through the season. NBA.
yeah,
And I think I've only watched maybe 3 games.
yeah, I haven't watched a lot of NBA. Um, but the in-season tournament was good, so they did win that, the Lakers.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll
But
see because it's not looking good for Darvin Ham right now. A lot of people wanting Doc Rivers to come in and replace him. He's right now commentating for ESPN, I believe. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
it's kind of crazy that all these coaches they just go and commentate for ESPN and then they're just like they're
Here,
still in basketball
yeah,
basically. And then the free agency for coaches because I'm surprised Mark Jackson didn't really get picked up before or after he got fired by Golden State.
yeah, he was linked to a few jobs like the Knicks, I think, at one point, and I think Sacramento, but
Stan
yeah, he
Van
never got it.
Gundy, Jeff
Yeah,
Van Gundy.
yeah. That's
Both
the
of them.
backup plan for head coaches right there.
Yeah.
Commentate games.
Hey, dude, Bob Myers is commentating for ESPN.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of weird to
Uh,
see him as a
Also,
commentator.
Rajon Rondo, snuck a name in there.
Oh,
Potential first head coaching gig. That'd be a crazy one with the Lakers, but I
yeah.
think he'd be a good coach. He's one of the smartest people who have played in the NBA. So
Yeah.
good NBA IQ, but one of the best passers in NBA history.
True.
Point guards.
Good old Rajon Rondo.
What a guy.
Yeah. I know.
Next, my Chicago Bears secured the number one pick when the Panthers lost last
Yeah.
week. The Panthers are right now 2-14. They are number one, and right behind them is Washington Commanders, New England Patriots, Arizona Cardinals, and New York Giants. That's the top five picks as of right now. Um, as a Bears fan, you don't want to see the Cardinals move up because they are the biggest threat right now for Marvin Harrison Jr. if the Bears do go with a wide receiver. And I think
Yeah.
you want to see Washington fall to number three and trade back two spots with Washington. Washington looks like they're probably going to want to go with a quarterback,
Yeah.
with Sam Howell having struggles later on in the season.
Yeah.
So that would be the best position for the Bears. Get maybe two first round picks, a second, maybe another second, and something else for the first round for the first overall pick. So um,
What do you want to see the Bears do?
personally, I would like them to keep Fields. Trade back. I'm not completely sold on Caleb Williams. I mean, I think he'll be good, but I just don't think he'll be any better than Justin Fields in Chicago. If anything, he might just be the same thing, but less
Yeah.
explosive running the ball. Justin Fields probably one of the best uh, QB scramblers
Yeah.
that
Run
we've ever
pass.
seen, next to Michael
Yeah.
Vick and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he's pretty
Um,
crazy. The offense kind of revolves about or kind of around revolves around him running the ball.
yeah,
It just depends on whether the coaching staff wants to call it or not. But
Yeah, and last week he had a lot of good pocket throws. Probably
yeah,
one of his best throwing games he's had in his career, and they put up almost 40 points. So
yeah,
um, we'll see what he does in Green Bay. But the Bears getting that pick, they had the first pick last year. Shout out to Lovie Smith and the Texans for beating the Colts on a Hail Mary, and that got them to where they are now. Now they have back-to-back first overall picks, one that's not even theirs now. Uh,
hmm
they're in a good position to win. Uh, but what should they do? Personally, I'm a Bears fan. Obviously, I love Justin Fields, but I will support any decision they make. If it's Caleb Williams, it's Caleb Williams. That's the guy now. But um, I just lean towards the Justin Fields train.
yeah. I think you just keep Justin Fields, and get a wide receiver and a either defensive lineman or offensive lineman. Can't go wrong with those positions.
Yeah, I think the tackles have been pretty good for the Bears. I think they just need another guard on the line and a center for sure. I think they have one of the worst centers in the league, Tim Patrick or whatever his name is. He's awful.
Yeah,
Um, but they can get a center probably third round, second round.
yeah,
So you out there, my dream scenario is Marvin Harrison Jr. and Dallas Turner. I think those two would be amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a good
Uh,
chance.
yeah, there's a chance. So if you're a Bears fan, there's a lot to look forward to. I think you have to keep just don't try to hate
Open,
on
open mindset.
yeah, don't hate on either decision. In the end, we just want the Bears to win.
In the end.
And
Doesn't even matter.
they're close. They are really close. They have a chance if they beat Green Bay. They have a chance like the Lions did last year, where they had got hot at the end, and now they have a good year this year. So
Yeah.
um, I say just run it back 1 or 2 more years. It doesn't work out with Justin Fields, Shadur Sanders next year or the year after, maybe Arch Manning. We have options. There are plenty of options at QB that come out every single year. So um, it wouldn't be the end of the world if they don't get a QB this year.
Nice. Yeah.
And then next, more NFL, the Pro Bowl. Um, I don't know. I'm probably not going to go through the Pro Bowl players because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Uh, so if you want to see who did make it, I'm just going to go through the biggest names that didn't make it. So as of right now, Alex Highsmith of the Pittsburgh Steelers having a great year, opposite of JJ Watt, did not make the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
CJ Mosley of the Jets, another big name, um, middle linebacker. TJ Hawkinson had a very consistent tight end. Uh, Probably top three every year so far
Yeah.
that he's been around. Did not make it. Jake Elliott, probably the best kicker in the NFC at least.
Yeah.
I don't know who the AFC best AFC kicker would be, but he
It
did not
was
make it.
Justin Tucker this year.
Yeah, I don't even think
But
Justin Tucker had the greatest year.
yeah, people were saying Dustin Hopkins was supposed to get in.
Yeah, Dustin Hopkins also is um a snub.
Yeah.
And then we have Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts didn't have the best year. Um, so I wouldn't say that's a huge snub, but it's a big name that didn't make it. Also,
I thought Jalen Hurts did make it.
that's right here. He didn't make it. I have the list right here
Oh,
too.
okay. Yeah. Maybe I didn't see it correctly.
Josh Allen didn't make it for the AFC.
I mean, he throws a lot of interceptions.
He's had a good year running the ball for sure.
Yeah.
He's had also a good year throwing the ball, but not his best year throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Matt Stafford made it over Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, and Brock Purdy. So we got CJ Stroud, rookie, did not make it this year, but having a great year also.
Yeah.
Another one, DJ Moore, almost 1,400 yards this year, 9 touchdowns. Um, a lot of great NFC wide receivers though that are worthy of making it. So it was tough. I bet he was fourth on the list. I think they take three, right, or something like that. So
Yeah.
um, Travis Etienne and Brees Hall both had great years. Brees Hall was more of an up and down. Etienne was more consistent throughout the year, but both of these running backs, great running backs. And I think that's pretty much. I'm on Ross St. Brown,
Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk, um, and then the defensive players, L'Jarius Sneed and Antoine Winfield Jr., big names that did not make it. I'll throw in Jaquan Brisker did not make it, and Buda Baker made it, and Buda Baker had 40 tackles on the year, I think, one interception, and Jaquan Brisker had 75, 2 picks, and like a forced fumble. So it was I think that one was more of a big name pick, I think, than anything at the safety position. But if you want to see everyone that made it, look it up. It's on NFL.com for sure. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, a lot of controversy, which I think happens every year. But what are you gonna do? There's only so many spots, and there'll definitely be alternates because the teams that make the Super Bowl and stuff like that. So we'll see who gets in later on.
Yeah. Pro Bowl's just weird.
Yeah, but like even I know some players are probably like, oh, I didn't make Pro Bowl, just to say they made the Pro Bowl, for their
Yeah.
career. But honestly,
It doesn't really count for the
half of
Hall of
them don't.
Fame, right?
No, but like, I mean, like half of them don't even care about it.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
it's just a boring little exhibition game that
End of
some
the
of them
season.
don't even like. Some people are going to decline it, and
Yeah.
alternates are going to get in that way too. So, um, Yeah, I don't think it's as serious as like a NBA, MLB All-Star.
Yeah. But yeah, those are your headlines from this last week, huh?
Yeah, big news.
Big news, big news. Um, I guess on to my headlines from this last week. I also just remembered that it happened, but it was a weird time that OG Anunoby got traded to the Knicks
That is true.
for RJ Barrett. That happened literally the day after we recorded, and Chris
Yeah,
Sale went to
the Braves.
the Braves. Yeah. So
Yeah, for Grissom. I think we mentioned it last week though.
did we?
I
Okay.
think it happened like the morning of the episode.
Okay.
So
Well, if we didn't, we mentioned it.
doubled up.
So people don't complain in the comments that we missed something. No one comments on our videos.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anywho, college football playoffs. We got the last game of the year on Monday, championship game between the two last undefeated teams, Michigan and Washington Huskies. Um, Pretty good games, I would say, in the semifinals. Of course, people are going to complain, like Georgia complained that they weren't in it and they could have beat both of the teams by putting up 63 against Florida State that doesn't have any players,
Florida was
20
playing third
players that sit
stringers.
out. So, yeah, Florida State is still complaining that they didn't get in, you know. So, we definitely had that, but pretty good game, Rose Bowl game. Went to overtime. Um, Jalen Milrow, they called it QB draw, and people say it was a bad call, but I guess
I
someone
think
didn't
it was.
block. Someone didn't block, and
Also, it was
we
supposed
got
to be
tied.
a
Yeah, it was
QB.
supposed to be. It was supposed to be. They called the QB draw, but and
I,
if you look at the video, the left side was completely wide open, but the right tackle got destroyed and like blew up the play, and then the snap was low. So
yeah, I thought it was a bad snap, and he had to just
yeah,
run it because the snap. But
yeah,
yeah, it was
it was a
that was
design.
tough. That was tough.
Yeah, that was
It was like a fourth and like 8. Like it wasn't like a close.
yeah,
It was a
yeah, it
it was a
wasn't like on the
crazy QB sneak.
2 yard or whatever, but and then Texas versus Washington. Washington was up, I think by a couple, like double digits, I think, and Texas stormed back and had a chance to tie it on the last play, and Washington knocked it out. So,
Yeah,
um, I would say they were pretty good games. No one really got blown out, so I think the committee did their job.
yeah. I mean, all you can ask for is competitive games. I
Yeah,
think no matter how many teams there are, there's always going to be uh teams complaining they didn't make it in. I mean,
yeah,
look at NCAA men basketball tournament, March Madness. Um, there's how many teams that make it? 64 teams that make it, and there's still
yeah,
teams that complain that they couldn't make it, or didn't make it, so
yeah,
you're not gonna be able to please everyone.
yeah. So my prediction. So we got Michigan at Washington. I would love for a Pac-12 team other than the Huskies to make the playoffs, but I think I gotta go Michigan, cause some controversy because of uh
Scandal.
with the scandal, yeah.
Mm. Cheating scandal.
Also two Connor Stallions was supposedly at the Rose Bowl game.
Mm. Yeah, like taking notes, recording the plays. Yeah, I think this I mean Michigan's defense I think is way better than Washington's.
Yeah.
Probably the best
Washington's offense is wild.
probably the best defense that Penix will have to face
Yeah.
or has faced this year. Um let's go with the Huskies. I
Yeah.
think let's go Pac 12
Yeah.
before it dies. They end off on a high note.
And Oregon fan taking the Huskies. Interesting.
Hey,
Oregon
Pac 12.
graduate
Yep.
alumni.
Yep.
Interesting.
You know what? It's a Pac 12 team. It's go Pac-12.
Yeah. Again,
R.I.P.
that'd be cool though to see a Pac-12 team
Yeah, I mean, I
right
think
before the split.
yeah, a lot of people don't really watch Pac-12 teams because it's so late on the West Coast when they play. So, um, and normally they beat up on each other. So this will show how good the conference really was before they split up
Yeah. Next year it's going to a 12 team playoff. This would have been the games
this year.
this year. Top 12 teams. Oregon would have been playing Tulane, Alabama at Missouri, Ohio State, Ole Miss, and Texas and Penn State. And then the top four seeds get a bye. Um, Also, too, they have Florida State as number four. So, but
I
this
think
would have
this
been,
would have been good. This would have been fun to watch,
yeah,
and I think this should be the max they do for it.
yeah. I think it should have been 8 teams, but
12 is definitely max, because that adds like 5 games to the schedule, so it turns it into a 16 or 17 game season, depending on if you play in a championship game or not.
yeah.
So
And then my next headline, it's a slow week when we're talking about hockey. Conor Bedard is the youngest NHL player to be selected to play in the All-Star game. He beat out the last record by like 53 days. Um,
Chicago, let's go, baby.
yeah. So Chicago, um, they are on the season 11, 24, and 2. Definitely not great.
No,
But Connor Bedard has been player of the month in rookie of the month, November and December. He has 15 goals and has assisted on 18 goals through 37 games. So
nice. I must have been the only time he didn't do anything when I make picks on him on underdog. So I thought he was a bum. I thought he was doing awful because every time I picked him, nothing was happening.
yeah,
But hey, good job, Chicago fans. We're back, baby.
I mean they're 11 and 24.
We're back.
Okay,
You heard me the first time. We're back.
okay. And then finally, something that's not sports related. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's keeping up with this, but it was on my TikTok, and uh, a lot has I guess it's
Inspired.
yeah, not important news, but Jeffrey
That's
Epstein.
Epstein. Yep.
New documents were released on some of the names and celebrities that maybe been associated with this case or have was on the island, or we don't know the exact roles of these people and how they were part of this, but very interesting names that came out on this list. And we got Bill Clinton, of course.
Yeah, I
uh
think everybody knew that was gonna
yeah,
happen.
Prince Andrew,
Yeah,
who is
another one.
the isn't he in the prime minister right now, or isn't he
No,
in charge in England, or is
I
that a
don't think
different
so.
Prince Andrew? um we got Donald Trump and Al Gore for the politicians that you would recognize. You also got David Copperfield, the magician, doing magic on the island.
Yeah, I saw actually he might be one of the worst people on there, like that knew the most.
Yeah.
Uh yeah. And I actually saw him live in Vegas
Oh,
a
nice.
month ago. It was awful. It was awful. It was probably the worst show I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was so bad. People loved it. People loved it in there, but I did not like that show. It was so weird. It was so weird. Not what I
uh,
was expecting.
yeah. Next, you got Stephen Hawking. Um,
Interesting one.
yeah,
Very interesting.
yeah. And then we also got some actors and actresses. Leonardo DiCaprio, Bruce Willis, Kate Blanchett, George Lucas, and Cameron Diaz. And then finally we got Michael Jackson. So
Yeah, I believe the stuff that came out was it wasn't a list, it was like a transcript of someone one of the victims being interviewed, and they were just asking them like names and questions, and from what I saw when I looked it up the other day or yesterday, Leonardo DiCaprio was cleared, Cameron Diaz was cleared, or like for this person did not see them or have interactions with them. Um,
yeah,
Michael Jackson, I think there was like an or I don't know if it was an email, but he was just mentioned, but it wasn't to Michael Jackson, I think. Um, Stephen Hawking was there's a picture of him, I think, there,
yeah, at
which
a
is
table.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprising. Out of all the people, I think the photograph evidence that was released was him.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I mean there yeah,
yeah.
I think people they asked like a lot of people and some people were mentioned these names, some people didn't. I don't
Jimmy
know.
Kimmel not mentioned. Aaron Rodgers, said something about it on the Pat McAfee show. Don't know if Aaron Rodgers will be back on the Pat McAfee show. Um, who knows if ESPN will let it happen? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's a big thing to say about someone. Something this serious. Um,
Like what are we doing?
it's just weird. He just kind of said it out of nowhere. It
Yeah.
wasn't like like the conversation was steering that way. He kind of just said it, and everyone was kind of like, "Yo, ooh, what's going on here?" That was a weird. It was a joke. That was a weird joke. Um, but yeah, I believe more. I think the official list is supposed to be released at the end of January. I don't know exactly the date, but of all the
Yeah.
names.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But those are my headlines from this last week. And what do you want to do? Go to weddle?
They do a quick whittle. We usually get it done in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some stockpiled so we can post them on the TikTok.
Nice. Oh, nice. Sweet.
I don't know.
Let's go with someone random. Let's go with Hubbard on the Panthers.
Okay. Chuba?
Chuba.
Oh. Ah, he's young. I didn't know he was 24. So he was like 20, 27. So it's going to be AFC. Smaller than six
Any short
foot.
QBs in the AFC?
Oh, lower. Let's go with Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers. Not a QB.
No, but it's a short wide receiver.
No
Boom.
way.
Easy. Context clues is shorter than 6'1", young guy, rookie, under 24. Boom. All right, well, let's get into the picks.
Jesus Christ.
All
Uh,
right.
I don't even know what happened. Didn't have time to think.
That was a quick one. Yeah, under a minute.
A minute. Probably took me longer to pull it up than
Took longer to pick a first name. Chuba. I went with Chuba.
going with Chuba. What a good first pick though, right?
So random.
All right. Underdog picks, Underdog Fantasy. Sponsor us. We've been doing this for a long time. Give me money so I can bet. That would probably be the
But what's the code that we have? Don't we have a code? Or
the
it's just yours, right? It's just your
the
name.
MPP.
But we don't. Well, I meant like we don't have our own account like this for the $10 thing to sign up or whatever. $50.
Oh yeah. I think you
We'd
just
have
have
to
to
make our own account for it.
you have to send a link,
Yeah.
share it with your friends.
Yeah. All right, so underdog picks this week for me. Let's go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was Rashad White going against Carolina Panthers, one of the worst run defenses in the league. It worked with ETN last week. Let's go with Rashad White this week, 70.5 rushing yards. Next, we got the New York Giants against the Eagles, and Eagles bad defense past few weeks. So let's go with Saquon Barkley, higher than 61.5 rushing yards. It's already gone up. It was at 59 yesterday, but 61, I believe he can still do it. And then next, the Bears versus the Packers. Justin Fields rushing touchdown scorcher. He's got one the past couple weeks, so let's just continue it. Why not? Why
Why
not?
not? Yeah.
I'm also go. I would love the two touchdowns passes. Also, he's hot. Justin's
No.
hot right now.
Um, Not all the games are on here, maybe because a lot of them are playing the backups. So we got Slim Pickens even on two games being played on Saturday, but I'm gonna go with Seattle at Arizona. Gonna go with the boy Kyler Murray getting higher than 221 and a half passing yards. He's been pretty close to this mark the last 3, 4 games, so you know he may
Pop
be
off.
running it as well, but not really. He doesn't really look to run for the passer now. Next, let's go Buffalo. Need a win against Miami. Uh, Josh Allen has had 5 touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns in the last 3 games. So why not make it another one? And we'll go higher for a rushing touchdown. And then finally, we'll go back to the Seattle Arizona game, and we're going to go with the boy. We got to pick him. Jason Myers getting higher than 7.5 kicking points. He's been getting higher than 7.5 the last 3 games, and there's no doubt that you just need a couple field goals and you got 7.5 points. So
Yeah, there you go.
uh
Easy.
including Noah Scorcher, you can get $30 if you bet $1.
Yeah, no insurance.
No insurance. Even though I've
Yeah,
been doing insurance and I won $5, so I think
yeah.
I'm back on the board.
Way back. Be back.
We'll be back. But those are our
Uh,
picks
yeah.
for week 18 in the NFL the last week. I'm sure we're still gonna bet Underdog Fantasy for
Yeah,
the
I was
playoffs.
thinking, MLB has their season picks right now
Yeah.
for like we can pick for the season what's going to happen for certain players.
Yeah.
I think maybe we can do that for one after football. So um, it ends on March, so we have time to do it. But um, there's some interesting picks on there we can make for
Yamamoto's on there.
yeah, Yamamoto,
Shohei.
Betts, Soto, Schwarber. There's big
38 and
names.
a half home runs for Shohei.
Yeah, I know Dodger
Isn't he
Stadium.
injured?
I'm staying away from that one. Well, but
Yeah.
he's hitting only, so
I would go
there's
lower,
a good
right?
chance. It's a good chance. Well, I mean, he's only hitting. He's not pitching this year, so
Damn.
there's a chance. There's a chance.
162 games, 38 home runs, 39 home runs.
Well, last year he hit 40, right?
Yeah. And he didn't even play the last 3 months.
Yeah, the past couple years he's hit 40, so
It's a lot of home runs on this list.
yeah. I already had made my little lists, but we could make our list in the next few
45,
weeks after football's over. Um,
46 stolen bases for Elliot De La Cruz.
yeah. I don't know if they're gonna like switch it up maybe towards
Yeah, there's not many
when it
people.
gets closer. Yeah, so
No.
we'll see if they add people. Hopefully they add more by the time we make our picks, but that's an option. Let us know if you'd like to see that in the comments. And maybe we can do that also for football. I'm sure they probably have those for football before the season starts also, and basketball once basketball ends, whatever, I know they do
Yep,
it for basketball. We've seen it.
we saw it.
Yeah.
But that is episode number 68. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed. Please go follow us on TikTok at the MPP Live. Subscribe to our channel as well. And we'll see everyone next week for episode